Hello, hello. How is everybody? Welcome to this webinar today. I'm Vikas, founder of InstaWP, and I welcome everybody. It has been some time we had this webinar, and originally we planned to do this today with Remkus, but unfortunately he is not well and he has taken a rain check. We will do with him again maybe in two to 3 weeks. But I welcome everybody today. Thanks for your valuable time. Hey, Hastimal. Hey, Paresh. Hey, Silvio. Hey, JP. Jeremy. Savime. Philippe. Charles. Everybody. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. And originally, we had a different topic in mind. We wanted to do advanced WordPress. But since Remkus is not available today, we have switched to a different topic. It's called automating WordPress for fun and profit. And if you then feel free to drop off if you feel that this is not for you while we start, right? As soon as we start. And if you feel that this is fun and this is useful, stay on board and enjoy the webinar today. So we'll just get started in maybe 30 more seconds. We'll wait a few more people to join in. We have about 35, 40 people visiting or viewing the webinar, watching the webinar online right now. Till then, I was just experimenting with music. All right. I think it's about time we start our session for today. Thanks. Yeah, JP, it was, elevator music. Yes, Savime. So this will be recorded and automatically, and you will get an email within few hours, but it will be recorded automatically on our YouTube channel and all our social media. That's the power of StreamYard software, which we are using today. All right, so let's get started. Again, thanks everybody for joining in, for tuning in. So today we are going to talk about how to automate your everyday life with WordPress, automate everything. And you might ask why to do that. It's simple, right? Means to automate, you save time. Time is money, and then you spend time on more valuable stuff than mundane stuff. So we have a bunch of demos lined up for you today. Automating site setups, automating WP CLI command, plugging in theme auto updates, automating automated backups and security, and then finally automated testing. So everything is about automation. This presentation was put together by me in a couple of hours, so bear with me if I make mistakes. As I said, the original topic was something else, and we had to switch to this because so many of you lovely folks um, showed up, right? Means you wanted to see the webinar, so we wanted to do something fun, and we'll also look at our upcoming roadmap for Q4. All right, so why automate everything? Because you want to save time on repetitive tasks, and then you want to reduce human errors. You want to increase profitability by handling more clients with fewer resources. Um, you know how difficult time it is for everybody right now. I think efficiency matters a lot. Scaling effortlessly across multiple WordPress site is also an automation output. And then you finally you focus on delivering value, not like a simple maintenance of websites. So that's what today's topic is all about. And let's get started with the first demo. Oops, we'll cover the little bit of pricing table later on. So I'm going to present my screen. I hopefully you will be able to see it. Just a second. So I'm going to share my entire screen, and that should be on the stage right now. All right. So first up, how to automate in a way that where your site setups are done automatically. Whenever you have a new client, whenever you want to show a demo, whenever there is a situation where you want a WordPress website quickly set up, and there may be instances where there are new joinees in your team who doesn't know how to set up a new WordPress site or spends a lot of time setting up the initial things. So what you can do is you can create. I'm assuming that most of you are familiar with InstaWP by now, so I'm going to cover a little bit detail today. So what you can do is you can create a staging site. What I have done right now. So it's ready cicada. Just to identify it differently from other sites, I'm just going to add a label to it. So this is my master site, and I'm using Ollie WP for today's demo. But it's up to you. Your stack may be different. Your stack may be bricks, Elementor, Oxygen, doesn't really matter. It can be anything cadence, right? So you log into your staging site, and we call it master staging site just as a nomenclature, but it can be it acts as a parent, right? So this is where you will put all your plugins, all your themes in one go. Um, and then there is then there's situations where you want to update your master site and then the template. So I'll talk about those in a moment. So once you have installed the plugins, the theme, even the content. So let me show you that I have added some content. So I have a microsite ready to go, which I can show to my client. So this is how your site can look like. Or I have another page which shows a business oriented page. This is all built with all EWP guys. This is really cool. You should check it out. And there are, I think, a great bunch of new companies coming in, similar to Ollie, like Block Studio, who are trying to focus on easier site building on the latest Gutenberg. And then there are other popular page builders like Elementor or Bricks. You can use anything which you like, right? So it's up to you. Once you've configured your plugins, your themes, and what I've also done is I've configured my license. So if you go to Ollie dashboard, you will see that my license is pre-configured. Now, if I go back to my WordPress site, I can now go back to the InstaWP dashboard, click on Save Template, and here I can save this as a template. I can provide a name, a description. I can keep the template as private and mark instant as on. So I will explain about what is a private template and a shared template and what is an instant template. So we'll talk about that. So once you have done that, in the templates tab, you will see that the template has appeared. And it also shows that it is linked to the parent site. Now, there are some important points to note here. if you want to delete your parent site, since you already have a template, and internally, I'm just going to spell out the bins for you. Internally, the template is nothing but files and database backup of the master site. So it's kind of point in time backup of the master site. And if you delete your master site, then nothing happens, right? Everything is fine unless you want to do the stuff which I'm going to show you right now. So let's say you have updated your master site, and this was my master site. There's a new update for Ollie. I have, let me just click on update, and it gets updated. But the template doesn't get updated with it because template is kept as an isolated backup of your master site. What you need to do here is click on sync from site and then sync from the parent site. And you can click on sync now to automatically sync all the contents from the parent site. Or you can also set up a frequency of automating updates from the parent site. So this is the automation bit of it. So let's not check this and just click on sync now. Now, the beautiful thing here is since our parent site still lives, we have not deleted it, it will sync changes from it. If you would have deleted the parent site, this would have not been possible. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have access to your comments as I show demo. So when I switch one demo to another, I will take up questions, but feel free to post questions as we go. All right. Now, hopefully our template should have been saved by now. Yep. And you might have noticed that this yellow uh, flash icon has turned into light yellow, which means that our instant template is now warming up. So what we do is once you switch on the instant template toggle, it will automatically keep some copies of the sites in the background. So when you create a new copy next time, let's say a new site, when I say copy, I mean a site from the template, it will not even take a second. It will be instant. So that's the instant bit. And by default, the templates are private. The visibility of templates are private. So how to use a private template? There are multiple ways to use it. First, go to the staging tab, click on add new, click on from template, and choose the template which you created. And you might also notice that there is a thumbnail which has appeared, which is something I put manually. Let me show you how that is done. So click on edit template, go to gallery, and you can upload a thumbnail. We'll be adding a feature which will automatically fetch the parent site's homepage as the thumbnail. All right. So let's try to create a site from our template. Next step. The only thing which you can change in these settings is PHP version, and the location unfortunately remains the same. So just make sure that you create your parent site and the template in a location where you want it. If you want it in the UK or Germany, wherever your clients are, so choose that from the beginning. So I'm just keeping the site name as blank, and we have now three options to choose as the suffix. And you can create either a temporary site or a permanent site, which you guys most probably already know. So since the instant part is not warmed up yet, it is going to create the site from scratch. And today we are seeing an enormous amount of traffic on our website. So hopefully this will be created soon, and I think we are almost there. So now we have a new site which is based off of a template. So if you can see in the site list, you will see that the template name appears down below, right? And you can add a tag to the newly created site, and you can also add a label which I showed you in the beginning of this call. So let's try to magically log into the admin interface. By the way, quick bit here. If you want to copy this link, it will automatically give you a link which is accessible to your clients even they are not logged into InstaWP. So you can send this to your clients. I'm trying this on incognito mode and it will still work. So very nice way to send magic logins to your client or collaborators or freelancers. So we pre-installed everything what you set up in the parent side. So that's how you automate setting up your sites. There are some good ways to automate let's try installing Yoast SEO plugin on one of these sites. So you can drag and drop zip files on your staging sites. So how cool is that? So this is sort of an automation bit where you don't need to like go inside the plugin, add new, activate, and all of that. It will install and activate for you. You can do the same with WordPress.org. So if you go to WordPress.org and go to any plugin, so for example, you like Blockkit, you can drag and drop this URL into your site and it will automatically update it, automatically install the plugin. So let's try to see if it got installed. As you guys are aware, once you go to a plugin page, when you install new plugin, it takes time. That's not us, that's WordPress. So let's wait for it to be installed. While we are waiting, we can go back. Okay, so now our plugin screen is coming up. So what we have seen is we can install this URL, and what you can also install. I think what you can do is you can also um, download a .zip file. Okay, not that. So let's try it with themes. Themes will work. So you want to install, let's say, Astra, one of very popular themes, and you can drop the theme files here. That's it. So that's how you install themes and plugins. For some reason, the plugin page is not opening, but you get the point. I wanted to demonstrate the difference between a template and a configuration. So the second thing which we have for automating setups is configuration. And as you can see, I have a bunch of different configurations here where the default configuration shows you that the default WordPress will be installed, the default PHP will be installed, so on and so forth. You can automatically reserve your default sites when you create a new site. You can also set up default PHP variables. And the coolest part is the WordPress tab, where you can set default for WP config. You can set a site language. You can mark the site as multi-site installation, and you can install some plugins, some themes from WP.org, or you can provide a URL for the zip file. So I've created one configuration for this demo, which is Elementor. And if you go to the WordPress tab, you will see that we have Elementor, Hello Elementor, as the plugins and theme I'm going to install. And I can also enable Faker. So let's say I want to create one post, one page, and other things. And you can also install WooCommerce Faker, which will automatically create products and orders for you. So the advantage of having configuration is that it's a simple configuration. You don't need to maintain it. However, it's not as extensible as a template. So when you create a new site, you can choose the configuration from top right. So here I have, for some reason, it is not showing. And we have a known issue, which is our team is trying to fix actually. Let's see. Yeah. So you can choose Elementor. And as you might have noticed, the default automatically selects this as a reserve site, the permanent site. But the second one does not because of the configuration. So let's go ahead and create site. And you will see that our site is now being created. And it also shows that the plugin theme installation has started and completed. So it's pretty fast. And if I go inside the site, you will see that the Elementor and Hello Elementor theme has been installed. In fact, we are about to see the Elementor onboarding page. So that's how cool and quick your setups can be. And if I go back to the site before, which we were supposed to see, we can see everything has been installed. You remember the site where we were dragging and dropping things. All right. So this was all about setting up quick setups of site, automating setups. And you can, once you are done, you can just click on it and delete the site. All right. So I'm going back to the stream and seeing, yeah, thank you, JP. So let's go to the next topic, which is automating CLI commands, right? And this is very interesting. So let's try it again. Now that we have a bunch of sites, we want to automate some CLI commands. So let's try it out. So if I open one of these sites, detail page, you will you will see that there is SFTP SSH. Of course, you can SSH to the site and run CLI commands. But what's the fun in that, right? You will have to know you will have to open terminal for that. But we have a quick option which is called as run commands. It will allow you to run commands which you have previously already stored. So to create a command, you should actually have a shortcut here. But right now, go to the commands page on the team settings, and you can create new commands here. So if you wanted to create a new command, let's say install or add a user, and then you add command to it. So WP CLI, and it will support WP CLI commands, npm commands, composer commands, any Linux-based commands which is on the user line, not root access. So WP user create, and you can use dynamic parenthesis. So you can say username and then the rest of the command, right? And let's save it. So let's go back to our staging site, open any one of these staging sites, run commands, and we can run any of these commands which I've already added. We also come up with a um, we have also installed or provided a way to create commands using command library. So I will show that in a moment. So let's try verify checksum. Let's see if everything is okay. So it will log into the website, it will run the commands for you and get the output and show it right here, right now. Looks like our core is all good, but the plugin verify checksum did not work for Ollie because I don't think it is available on the repo. But other two plugins were verified successfully, one was skipped. So as expected, if you want to do it on multiple sites, we have a cool option which says bulk action run command. And now you can do, let's say you wanted to update core plugin and themes on all your staging sites. You can do that here. And we have added the support of run commands in our live sites as well. I will show you how to do that. So this is you are running this on staging sites, but you can run this as well on the live site which we provide. So looks like on this particular website, we updated Yoast SEO plugin. And then another website was missing this SIRV plugin, which update was required. So it has updated the site, and it is now doing for each and every website one by one by one. Right. So how cool is that? It's going to run on this plus 5 more. That means total of 6 sites. And once it is done, it will show you the output. You can copy the output and store it. However, if you want to go back and see what was the output, I will show you how to do that. So now everything is complete. Let's see if I want to see the output of this website. So click on view logs. You can go to the command log and see the logs here. Right. So that was the CLI thing for staging. But if I go to the hosting tab, I can run this on my hosted sites on InstaWP Live. So if I go to run commands, I can do exactly the same and it will run similarly. However, it will take a bit more time because SSH on the live sites are a little bit more secure, and they take a few more seconds than usual compared to the staging sites. All right, so we are done. We also updated Yoast on this particular website. So that was about, and we don't have bulk run commands on the live sites yet. However, we are working on it. So I also wanted to show you that under the commands tab, you will see that there is a library of different commands which you can export, sorry, which you can import into your um, current team and then use it across. Every team members can use it. Let me show you one more cool thing. So let's not do bulk action. Let's just do it on one side. And let's say we want to deactivate the last activated plugin or deactivate all plugins because we want to do some troubleshooting. So all this is possible through WP CLI. If you are not aware about how to write WP CLI commands, use ChatGPT or use our command library. We have also published some cool cheat sheets on our GitHub page. Um, if you go, we only have two by now for now, but we will keep adding as we move. And if you have any contribution, feel free to add that here. So if you want to clean up hacked core files, this is a verified command kind of a script. You can also copy this whole thing and paste it as a command, and it will run it for you. You can deactivate plugins one by one, and so this is very cool. So this script will design to systematically deactivate and reactivate plugins one by one while excluding WooCommerce. The advantage of this is troubleshooting plugin conflicts, performing and maintenance. So as soon as it deactivates, let's say it's going to deactivate a plugin, it will wait for you to go ahead and reactivate it again, right? So the value you will get out of this is once you run this script, make sure to run it via SSH. Our command process will not support it because it accepts a user input. So the advantage of this script is if you are troubleshooting, let's say, a plugin conflict, and you don't know which plugin is a conflicting plugin, similar to health and troubleshoot plugin, right? And it will go ahead and deactivate each plugin one by one. And then you do your thing on the UI thing and see that that plugin is responsible or not, right? So this is the advantage of this script. Uh, have a look at it in your free time. So this was about, um, so let me just check if we have any questions. All right, not many questions right now. So let's go to the next demo wherein we are going to see plugin and theme auto updates. And this is a feature wherein I'm going to use our plugin called InstaWP Connect. You can install this plugin on any of your website. It doesn't matter where it is hosted. This is a new vertical or new feature set we are launching. It's called site management. It is similar to managed WP or main WP kind of scenarios. And I'm going to show you how it works. So let's go to the hosting tab. Sorry, excuse me. Let's go to the connects tab. Here you will see all your sites which are connected, right? Managed by InstaWP. And the way to connect a site is click on connect site button and enter the URL of your site. It can be, as I said, hosted anywhere, and we will be able to connect to that by installing our plugin, or you can download the plugin and install it manually on your website. Once you have done that, the URL will appear here. And if you go inside, you will be able to do management of the website. Today, we are going to cover three and four, I think three aspects of automation in terms of management. So um, you know about global auto updates, which is provided by WordPress. So that is on for this site. You can switch it off so that the auto updates is not, or I mean, WordPress doesn't automatically update core or plugins. And once it is switched on, you can also manage auto update core. Right now, most of the site by default does not update core by default. You can change it to minor so that any minor update which comes, core will be auto updated. And if you go to the plugin section, you will be able to see all the plugins hosted on this site. And I believe there is only one plugin, but I did install one more. So you can click on scan for updates, and it will send you a heartbeat with all the new changes from the plugin. And if you click on the plugin tab again, you should be able to see the new plugin. Okay. So we have Yoast SEO and InstaWP Connect, obviously. And then if you want to switch on auto updates for one of the plugin, you can do that. All of this is done by WordPress itself. So we are just providing an interface to manage it. However, we also have, if you don't want to do an auto update, you can just switch it off, right? And then you can click on scheduled updates. This is something we have recently launched, and you can mark the site to be automatically updated, let's say on every Sunday, and your local time, say 5 a.m. in the morning, and you want to update all the plugins. Just click on apply, and it will automatically be updated. And you'll get an email whether the plugin updates were successful or not. So that's how you will automate your management of your entire client sites. And you can add as many client sites as possible in this. Some of these features are free. All of the features are free for now, but some of these move into advanced features uh, at somewhere around December, so that you will be able to taste all the features right now for the next 2 months. Some of these features will be marked as advanced features, as I said, and the pricing, I will talk about the pricing in a bit. So that's how you manage your automated updates. So let's go to the next section. That's right, JP. So you can connect your staging site or a live site from any provider by just pasting the domain URL. We will take you through an authorization mechanism where we will ask you for, do you want to accept this connection inside the WordPress admin panel, and then we will connect the site. So it's not that we will be able to control the site without your permission. All right. Now let's go back to the next bit, which is the automated backups and security. So with InstaWP Live, we offer this is kind of a promotional bit where I'm going to show you that every InstaWP live site comes with automated backups by default, which sounds like a standard feature from every hosting company, but believe me, this is a little bit different on how we do it. So first of all, we take hourly database backup. So you can see that DB backup is already done for this site. The site was created some hours ago. And every, obviously, midnight, we will take a file backup also. You can download the DB backup from here, or you can restore it if you want to. You can also do an on-demand database or file backup. So this will create a new database backup for you. So this was about the live sites. However, we have a very cool option for staging sites. It's called versions. So if you click on three dotted icons, going to the versions tab, and you can create a new snapshot. It works similar to on-demand backup, and it replaces. You can take as many backups as you want, right? And you can download backup also. Soon we are going to add an automated versioning system also, so that it will take backup every X hours or every X minutes, right? You will be able to control that. This is especially useful if you or your team member or the client makes some kind of mess on the staging side. So very, very useful, and one click restore. So let me show you how cool that works out. All right, so we have already taken a snapshot, and say I went ahead to the pages section and I trashed a page, and for some reason I deleted it permanently. Okay, hard to believe, but can happen, right? So if you go to the versions tab again, we have a backup. Fortunately, let's click on restore. Boom. So restoration process started. And did you notice that you can add a comment to every version so that you can tag it? Let's say this is a good backup, or this is a good version, or something approved by client, whatever, right? You can add those tags. So let's go back. So the login has expired. Let's go ahead and do a magic login again. And obviously the site comes to live one more time. and this time your page should be there, because that's how backups work. So once we are able to log in, we'll be able to see that. In the meantime, let me go ahead and see if we have any questions. Chris, unfortunately, Remkus is sick, so we are going through some automation which can be done via the product. But yeah, you're right. So yeah, so JP, the comment part of that feature is really cool. So you can just comment here. You can just click and add good copy, right? So, and this becomes part of that, and you can download it as well. Okay, so for some reason, the site has decided not to load for us. It looks like there is some kind of, okay, site is now loading. Go to the pages section, and our page is back again. So all good. One more thing I wanted to show you for connected sites. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place, but you will figure it out, hopefully. So we have added a vulnerability scanner, which will automatically scan for vulnerabilities on your connected site. So connected sites, as I told you before, are the sites which are managed by us by the plugin. So it can be hosted anywhere, and you can install our plugin, and it will allow you to scan for vulnerabilities. And we will scan vulnerability every single day. And if we find something, we will email it for you. This is a functionality we imagine going into the advanced section, and it will show you a graph of last 30 days. By mistake, it says 60 days right now. We are fixing it, but you can run as many manual scans as you want, and then we will do automated scans. So the manual part is free, the automated part will be paid. So more on that will be revealed very, very soon. Let's go to the last bit of our demo, which is automated testing. So if you are building a client site, obviously you are going to build that on a staging environment. And if you're working on a plugin for the client, and if you want to use GitHub to host your plugin, you can do that. And the question arises, how do I link the GitHub code into my InstaWP account or the staging site? So let me show you how. So let's go to the website. We have a Git deployment area. Here, we need to add a new repository. So let's do that. It takes you the Git deployments area. You can also go here from this menu option. Click on Add New, and if it is a public repository, you can use the HTTPS. If it is a private repository, feel free to use SSH. So you can repo type public or private. So this is a public repo. What is the branch? You can map it to a particular branch. If you have a development branch, map it to that. And where do you want to paste it? So WP content, plugins, sample, WordPress plugin, right? And if you want to run some commands, let's say you want to do a composer installation or npm run dev, those things you can write here. And once it is added, so this is a generic addition of the plugin. This is not attached to any staging site. Now we are going to attach it. So let's go back to the site again, Git deployment, and now the repo is shown. Just click on this check mark, and you can add multiple repos to the same site, by the way, and click on save. So if I want to deploy manually for the first time, I can click on the deploy tab, and let's see if I magic log into the site. The code should be pulled and should be added to the plugins area. So let's go to the plugins tab, and you can see the simple Hello World plugin has been added. Let's activate it. Right? And if I want to do this automatically, I can copy this webhook, go to my settings in the GitHub, and it also supports Bitbucket, GitLab as well. So go to add webhook, paste the URL, mark it as JSON. This is all available in the documentation, by the way. So just nothing else, click on add webhook. Now, if I make changes to the plugin in the main branch, it should automatically update. So let's try it out. So my new plugin demo, and let's update the version. And I'm going to make a kind of a mistake, right? Don't commit directly to the main branch, but for this demo, it should be okay. Now the webhook will be sent to our app, and the plugin should be updated immediately. So, all right, so the plugin is now updated, and you can see the new changes right away. And now imagine like combining all of these together, right? So you have your Git repository where you maintain your plugins, your themes. You can even map the entire WordPress, but then it requires additional bit of setup. So simple will be themes and plugins, and then creating a template from the site. So basically, you are combining your Git repository to a staging site to a template, and you can switch on the auto sync, which I showed you earlier in the demo. And all of these will be perfectly aligned to to have to, at the end of the day, you will have a template which is automatically updated to your latest code. And then whenever you have a new client, you can click on add new, and it will have all the things which you need from all the sources configured together. So hopefully this was useful. And now I am going to show you some site management pricing. This is very early for site management. Right now, as I said, every feature on site management is free. Before I start with the site management pricing, I'm just going to switch to a different kind of slides and also see if there is any comment. Do you have integration with local dev environments? Yes. So we are working on that, Dan. Right now, the integration which we have is, I don't like that integration that much. So if you install our Connect plugin in your local environment, you will be able to push the local site to staging. But we are working on a completely new setup where you will be able to push from local to staging again and again, or pull from staging to local again and again. And also you will be able to do that from staging to production too. So you will be able to set up three environments and work on all of them simultaneously. Thanks for the question. So yeah, so let's go back to the site management pricing. Basic management will be free for how many sites you want to. Basic means mostly manual. So plugins and themes will be updated manually. Um, the vulnerability scanning will be provided manually. Performance scan will be done manually. Uptime will be done every single day or maybe a couple of hours. So the facilities will be trimmed down. Okay. But for an advanced site, which you will be paying starting price at $2 per site, you will get everything. And eventually, we will also work on backup. So you can enable backups as well on your live sites. Um, you also get a bunch of other features included, such as creation of staging site, multiple staging site, and two-way sync between staging and production, which is already there. You don't need to pay again for on a per site basis. You are already paying for it if you're using a paid account. So the pricing of site management will be revealed in more details, most probably by end of this month or mid of next month. So we are targeting to launch site management before Black Friday. And but till then, feel free to use any features, and we'll be releasing a bunch of features. Let me show you the roadmap. So uptime monitoring, core web vital monitoring, client reporting, iterative pull push. Yes, Grant. So the site management prices are monthly. So $2 per site per month. Um, Activity logs, local to staging to production. So this is nothing related to site management. This is a workflow addition which we are doing. Then we are also adding SSH migration, so that right now the migration is done from plugin to plugin. That has inherent failure rate of about 5 to 10%. But we will be also introducing SSH migration, so you will be able to migrate sites from InstaWP anywhere in the world using SSH. And we'll be adding safe updates, which is also an addition to the site management tool set. So overall, you should be able to manage your client site very, very effectively. I'm seeing in Q1 2025, we will be adding every feature you can imagine, including visual regression, including backups, iterative backups, creating staging sites from backup, browsing backups, you name it, right? So we will be having all those things together. So everything combined in the pricing of $2 per site per advanced site. Basic sites will still be free. Um, that's it from my side. Hopefully, this was not too much of a product update and you learned a little bit today. Uh, the WP CLI thing is very close to my heart. So you should check it out. We have a good library of different commands. You can go to the GitHub repository where you can find the cheat sheets. I think there is a question. There was a question. Somebody, okay. So templates and configurations are very similar to create a site. What to prefer? That's a great question. There are a lot of confusion when creating site from template or configuration. So when you create a site from template, you get everything, including content, configuration, license keys, and everything, right? So template is basically copying or cloning a site, right? So you can think about template as cloning. Whereas in configuration, everything is installed from scratch. So Elementor, Hello Elementor, anything, right? Plugins and themes are installed every time when you create a new site. So depending upon your requirement, let's say you wanted to clone an environment, you can go for the template. But if you want to have a stack fresh every single time, you can go for configurations, right? So configurations are something like presets. If you want to, excuse me, if you want to have your own preset, you can do that. Yes, so I've already covered that, the sites management monthly. Okay, let me remove slide from this so that you can see my big face. Will this price table replace the existing one? Um, so there will be combination of, so right now let's say you are paying $19 a month, you will get some advanced sites for free, right? So that's how we will roll it. But if you don't want to pay for our dev tools, you can still be on the free plan, and you can buy the site management separately without paying us, like let's say $19 a month or a $9 a month per pricing. So we're trying to uh, basically decouple pricing from our main pricing table for the site management, as similar to what we did for InstaWP live pricing. So if you want to host with us, you don't need to buy a paid plan, right? You can just host with us on the free plan and you pay per site instead of paying for like a paid plan. So everything will be decoupled and you can buy whatever you want. So hopefully that answers your question. If are there any other questions which you would like to ask? If not, I would definitely thank everybody for joining in this webinar today on a change topic, especially when Remkus is not there. Hopefully, when Remkus joins, there will be um, more advanced topic which we will cover. Awesome. I think there is a question from YouTube which says, "Are there any ongoing discounts?" So you can check out. Do we have any discounts, Abhishek, Shivanshi, which we are offering right now? Can you paste any coupon codes? I don't know who posted this question. So Boom 50 will give you 50% discount for, I think, 6 months or 3 months. I'm not sure. So Abhishek can clarify that. All right. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Just as a side note, check out anyonecanwordpress.com. The URL is anyonecanwp.com. Um, and you can participate and win uh, prizes up to $10,000. The URL, I'm just going to paste the URL here. We launched it last week, and this is a great way to learn and contribute and learn from others about WordPress. So thanks again for tuning in today. I really appreciate everybody's time and have a great week ahead. Bye bye.